Have you said thank you once this
A lot
entire
of
meeting?
times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, have you said thank
Even
you?
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not winning.
I know.
You're not winning this.
I
You have a damn good chance of
we are
coming out
staying,
okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, we are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this cabinet.
We gave you, through
I
this
said thank
stupid
you.
president, $350 billion.
You voted
we gave
for
you
your
military
president.
equipment,
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave,
president.
but they had to use our military.
Yes. What about
if you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me-
equipment,
you invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing.
If you don't fight it out, if you don't find a deal, we are out. That is what Donald Trump says to Volodymyr Zelensky. Let's bring in Dave Keating, our correspondent from Brussels. Dave, we've already had so much reaction. EU Foreign Policy Chief Kaja Kallas saying it's become clear that the free world needs a new leader. It's up to us Europeans to take the challenge. Quite an indictment on the Donald Trump administration. What a day.
Yeah, that was quite a strong statement from Kaja Kallas. I was actually surprised that the statement was so strong. I'm at an event with EU officials right now, and I can tell you people are absolutely shocked. This is the only thing that everybody's talking about. And the reaction is uniformly horror and fear about the security of Europe and what's coming next. So in addition to Kaja Kallas' statement, we also got a statement from the European Council Chair, Antonio Costa. This is a statement in conjunction with the leaders of the European Commission and the leaders of the European Parliament, saying, "Your dignity honors the bravery of the Ukrainian people," to Zelensky. "Be strong, be brave, be fearless. You are never alone, dear President Zelensky. We will continue working with you for a just and lasting peace." Now, I've been told by an EU official that that statement was put out after the Council Chair, Antonio Costa, called President Zelensky after this altercation in the White House. So we are getting expressions of solidarity from EU national leaders as well, but this is a very tricky tightrope they're having to walk here because nobody is directly coming out and saying why it is they're supporting President Zelensky in this moment. They're not acknowledging what happened just in the White House. They're just making statements of support for President Zelensky. And that's why actually I was surprised by Kaja Kallas' reaction, because she really does, not explicitly, but really implicitly, obviously, reacts to what happened. That is much further than the EU presidents were willing to go. So the question now is what happens next after this news is digested. We have this meeting in London of European leaders where Keir Starmer is supposed to debrief on his meeting with Donald Trump on Thursday. There were fears that something like this might happen at that meeting because the relationship has not been very good. That didn't happen. The British press was very pleased at that, saying what a success it was. And now this today. I think there's going to be a very different mood about what Starmer's visit really meant yesterday. And then next week here in Brussels, we have an emergency meeting of European leaders on Thursday. Not clear yet whether Starmer will attend that, but Zelensky is supposed to attend that. That will be very, very interesting to watch.
Well, let's bring in Hervé Amoik from London for that perspective on Keir Starmer, because we saw Starmer and the way that he was greeted and the relationship, the repas between him and Donald Trump seemed to be quite